All right, here we are, back again.
Yep.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Counterculture Podcast. Today, we are just doing an internal pod for a few reasons, but we figured that we would just give y'all an update on the podcast, how we think it's doing, what our plans are, update you about our freaking merch. We have merch now. Why don't you go ahead and explain the merch. Explain the merch situation.
So the merch situation is just a couple different t-shirt options with our logo on it, and some stickers with our logo on it too, which will be cool. So here's two of the colors. We're each wearing one. There's going to be a couple more up. Very limited quantities of colors and styles and sizes. So once we get the site up and running to get some merch, we'll let you guys know. But
coming soon.
It's coming soon. Yeah.
We've had a few people ask for shirts that don't want to be on the pod. We've had people ask about just merch and how they can support, and this is going to be one way that people are able to support us. Mm-hmm. So without making a sales pitch too long, that's it. Mm-hmm. We have a few different colors, and yeah. So anyway, let's get into the podcast and how it's been going. Honestly, spoiler alert, I think it's going very, very well. I know that it's going well. We have over 100 subscribers. We finally hit that landmark. Is that what the saying is? I don't even know what the saying is.
I think we decided milestone.
The milestone. That's right. We finally hit the milestone of 100 subscribers. And when we hit 100 subscribers, it was just climbing right after that too. So that's really, really good. Our aim here is to help impact people, influence, whether it be impacting by just entertaining or like showing you that you can go a different direction than what like the normies kind of tell you doing the 9 to 5. Yeah, we just want to show people kind of hustle culture. Hustle culture has been perverted, I'd say, like through social media and stuff, that you have to be some sort of online coach of some sort, or like you constantly have to be in this serious mode of like fuck everybody, and you know those corny ass dudes that are on the internet saying that they can help you become a millionaire in 3 days if you just follow their program. We want to show you guys that there's a lot of people just crushing life, still enjoying life, but they take life super seriously. And they don't make excuses, and they do what they have to do, but they're still able to enjoy it like a normal person, you know? So yeah, so far I think that it's gone really well. What about you?
I think it's going great.
Which, by the way, subscribe if you're new. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video if you do like it. And if you're on Apple Music or Spotify or Amazon Podcasts, whatever it is, hit that subscribe button. So yeah, good. It's been good, right?
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Yeah. What's the best part of it for you?
My favorite part of it is when people reach out or to us or to our guests and just say, hey, I listened to the podcast and, you know, I learned this, or I really liked this, or it was cool to hear this. I think that that's really cool when people are reaching out to us, telling us how much they like it and enjoy listening to it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's... I've just been having fun helping people kind of like tell their story.
Yeah.
You know, that's been really good. So yeah, we have people on the regular, even with like a little show like this, that reach out to us or our guests and just say like cool things about it. And you know, people who are on the show like that too, because it gives them a little view into what it's like to be an influencer a little bit, or like be famous kind of, right? Like they like get a little high from it, which is cool. So yeah, aside from that, future plans that we have a lot of really cool guests coming on. Mm-hmm. We leave for...
We're flying into Houston on the 25th and then flying out of Austin.
Yeah.
So we're going to fly into Houston, stay in Houston for a night and spend the day there, and then we're going to drive to Austin for the Rogue Invitational. And in Houston... We're going to go to Alpha Land.
Ooh.
And
we hang out with some bodybuilders.
hopefully get a hold of Max Tuning.
Yeah. Well, we did get a hold of Max Tuning.
We did get a hold of Max You got a hold of Max.
Yeah, fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna say it. I got a hold of Max Tuning last night, and I was buzzing.
Yeah.
We love this dude. Like I've been watching Christian Guzman and Max Tuning for years, literally for like 10 years, maybe on YouTube. And Max Tuning put out a video a while ago saying that he would do podcasts with smaller tier influencers or people who are just starting because he remembers, going through that process. And I feel like his life completely correlates with like what our podcast is about.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. I say the word like way too much. I need to slow that down.
I don't know.
Like the video if you can tell that I say like a lot. Yeah, so anyway, I got a hold of him. So hopefully we get to actually interview him while we're there. Aside from that, we're going to be doing handstand walks in a bodybuilding gym. So that's going to be pretty cool.
I'm not going to be doing that.
Why not?
Do you think I can just weightlift there though? Because usually,
I don't think they have bumpers there. I don't think they have bumpers at Elf
Just
Land.
like steel plates.
Yeah, I think it's
I'm gonna Google it and find out.
I think they're like calibrated Alico plates for power lifters, if anything.
Yeah, Alico I can weightlift with.
No. Calibrated steel metal plates, like what power lifters would use. You don't even know what those look like.
Okay, well, I think I'm going to Google it, unless somebody listening knows if I can weightlift at Elfland, because I always snatch on Wednesdays.
I vaguely remember.
And then I have a little bodybuilding circuit.
I vaguely remember Christian saying that they had a functional fitness area. So, and I remember seeing a rig, but I don't know if there's bumper plates and shit there. That'd be cool.
I'd be shocked if he doesn't have bumper plates at his gym.
I'd be shocked. I think a really smart move for Christian, hey, because you're watching this, Christian, let me just tell you something,
Yeah,
okay?
right.
A really smart move would be to have a CrossFit gym on premises. Think about it. He's already in a 22,000 acre, right? 22,000 acres. That'd be ginormous. No, 22 acre space. Why not put a CrossFit gym there?
Yeah, I mean,
He would do it better than anybody.
yeah, it would explode.
Yeah, for sure. So from there, we go to Austin. We'll be at the Rogue Invitational for the weekend. And we have a bunch of friends going to the Rogue Invitational, basically. So we're going to be interviewing quite a few people. I think we have 3 or 4 set up for Austin. So we'll come back with a bunch of content ready. And it's going to be fucking sweet because I'm really pumped.
Shirts should be up on the site by then.
For sure.
I hope.
I'm really pumped for the people that we get to talk to in Austin. I think it's going to be a great time. Super, super blessed the way that the pod is going, especially with the people that we get to talk to, because they're people with a lot of influence and cool stories and a lot of followers. And that's sweet. Just to think that people who have a lot of followers act way more normal than people with less followers and are more willing to do podcasts and help people out than people with less followers.
Probably because they're real followers.
Real followers, number one. And number two, yeah, I do think that that's part of it. That some people, and we're going to get into why we're doing an internal podcast in just a second here. I do think that's part of it. I do think that part of, now that I've had time to ruminate and get mad and not be mad anymore, I think that a part of the reason has to do, we did a podcast last night that I figured we had to just completely cut and redo because I went off. I had to get it off.
It was a little intense.
It was intense, and I am an intense person. I am that way, but I like to preach positive messages, and you guys are going to get some of the intensity probably today as I speak about this stuff, but I overall want to be a good vibes podcast, and because that's who I am in real life, is I'm mostly about spreading good vibes and stuff, and I get angry and I get motivational and emotional and stuff like that, but for the most part I want to be like this. Anyway, I do think that part of the reason is that one of the people specifically that we reached out to has fake followers, and that's why she bailed. And not the one that recently canceled. Not that one. I know hers are real. Because of, I could tell you about that later. I don't have to talk about it on the podcast. But this one girl who's from Milwaukee, who's an influencer, she's a mid-tier influencer, I would say now. Somehow she went from 50K to over 100K. I just saw her profile yesterday. Somehow she did that in 3 months with barely posting content. And she gets no engagement. But I think that part of the reason why she bailed on it is because she knows that it's not going to
translate.
Yeah, translate to
What is going on there?
Dude, I am getting so many notifications about our reel that I just posted.
Here we go.
Yeah, jeez. I'm
On
gonna put it on Do Not
YouTube?
Disturb. No. On Instagram.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just put Do Not Disturb. So I do think that that's part of it. So the reason why we've had to do an internal this week is because we keep getting or I don't even want to say cancellations because it's not cancellations. It's reschedules and then ghosting.
Yeah, so they don't even reschedule. They ask to reschedule and then ghost.
And then they ghost. And it's not keep getting. It's like this is just the third one. And two of them have we schedule a week or two in advance with people normally. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, everybody's been great. Everyone's been cool. But there's like just 3 people. So this past week I had somebody lined up and I thought it was going to be a good conversation, to be honest with you. I thought it was going to be really good. She's, got this coaching business that she runs. It's an online business and all this stuff, whatever. Focused on women. I thought it'd be a really, really good podcast to do, especially for her, because she'd get to tell her story, why she cares about women so much and all this stuff. And it would increase viewership for her and let people fall in love with her personality, this and that. But then it was like a reschedule and then ghost situation. And then my backup plan did the same exact thing.
Yeah.
And this guy is like, he's not an influencer by any means. He's just a business owner. And he's somebody that like I've done content with way back in the past. Like when we were just trying to do like YouTube prankster stuff. And so where should I take this?
I think you could just explain how you were, maybe why you were upset about it.
Okay, so what upsets me about this stuff is like there's 2 different angles that I look at this type of thing. And I want to make it very clear. And this is just advice for people, right? Because I fancy myself a networker. Mm-hmm. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So the 2 ways that I look at this is the first way is these people might look at this as they're doing more for us than we could be doing for them because their followership, their followers or whatever, and maybe gaining clout off of them or whatever. However, we've had people with more followers than these people on our podcast before, and it doesn't necessarily translate, like going from like them posting about it and then being on our show to us getting followers. That's actually not the reason at all that we have any followers now or that we've gained subscribers. It's because of feet and because of somebody's specific story. There's like 2 people's podcasts. Like I'm a numbers guy, so I look at all the analytics. In one of our podcasts, and now it's actually changed with that podcast, but one of our podcasts blew up because we had our bare feet in the video, which is pretty funny. But now that podcast isn't continuing to do numbers because of that. It's continuing to do numbers because it got so many views. Now it's put on a podcast playlist. So we've been getting numbers from there. Mm-hmm. And then another podcast of ours that's doing really well just got put into the algorithm on a podcast playlist, and now it's doing great. So,
and they happen to be the 2 people who have promoted it the most.
Yeah, which is super cool. Aaliyah and TJ.
Yep.
So I look at it from 2 angles, like I said, that they think that they're going to do more for us than we can do them, which number 1 is like a terrible way for them to think about it. You know what I mean? Because like, I think that if you're only looking at business relationships on a what can you do for me outlook, you're missing out on a whole lot of opportunities.
Yeah.
Because, and not to pop my shit or anything like that, but like I do know a lot of people and I talk to a lot of people, and it's like, the ability to network certain people with other people isn't gonna come. Like one of the things that one of my sales mentors told me a long time ago, which has stuck with me to this day, is never judge a book by its cover. But I didn't really take that into consideration of like what all of that really meant. And that's like, so we have this podcast. Mm-hmm. There's only like, at the time that I asked her, there's less than 100 followers on our Instagram and our YouTube, right? Never judge a book by its cover, right? Mm-hmm. So they're looking at it like you only have X amount of followers, and I'm still in this made up scenario of what this could be, right? So you only have this many followers. It's not going to do anything for me. But in my view, this is marketing 101. You expose yourself to a new audience.
Yep.
Right. And from that audience, whether it's 5 people, 100 people, 10,000 people, you might be able to drive sales and traffic to your business.
For sure.
Yeah. Like
somebody could listen and, be very interested in what that person has to offer.
And would you rather 1 sale or 0?
Exactly.
Like me, me, I do so many things for like that I don't need to do.
Yeah.
Because of the possibilities, And so, yeah, that's the one scenario. The other scenario that I can think of is what was the other one that I was talking about last night?
What are you getting at?
Like for people canceling.
Like the reason they might?
Yeah. Because I said that, or the second reason would be, I don't remember. Anyway, that's the main reason that comes to my mind usually is like, that maybe they think that we can't do enough for them.
Yeah. But we also can't confirm that that's the reason.
Definitely can't confirm that that's the reason. For sure.
But
not.
I think be a good person and go about it one of 2 ways. If you're asked and you can't do it, or you don't want to do it, or you don't want to do it at this time, or you want to think about it, whatever, be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Don't agree and say, yeah, I'll come on the podcast and then not schedule, or like not, or schedule and then ask to reschedule and then ghost.
That's in life in general though.
Yeah,
like fuck the podcast, right? Fuck people like not showing up for the podcast. Like in life, either say yes and commit and follow through, or just say no. If you think that there's a slight possibility that you may not actually do the thing, just say no.
Or if you agree to do it and then, change your mind, just be honest.
Yeah.
Don't don't leave people hanging like, okay. And like ghost, I don't know.
Yeah. And like at this point now, what we're saying doesn't really have much to do with the podcast. It's just being like a good person. Just in general. Like if you're going to do something, or if you say you're going to do something, follow through with it. If you change your mind, tell them that you changed your mind. Don't be that person that's like, you know what, can we actually schedule for a different time, and then never follow through, or never come back to the conversation or whatever. Cause that's just shitty in general, and, the other way that I think about this, like I think about this all the time when I'm trying to decide whether I want to do something with somebody or not. I try to think of, could this be a good thing for me in the future? Like, is this a good opportunity that I take now? I maybe sacrifice some time or whatever, but could it benefit me in the future? Mm-hmm. And more times than not, I say yes to working with companies or, doing like random shit for people or with people because it might benefit me in the future. And it's not always like a transactional relationship type things too, right? You have to do things just to be a good person, just because it's out of the goodness of your heart or whatever. But if you don't feel it, like if you don't feel like doing the thing out of the goodness of your heart, that's also whack, so like don't do it then either. Right. So yeah, I don't know. I was juiced about this yesterday.
Yes, very,
I was
very,
juiced.
Very.
Yeah, I'm just a person that like, I want people to stay true to what they say, regardless of whether that's like, I don't want to do this, or I do want to do it. It doesn't matter either way. Just tell me the truth.
Yeah,
that's all I care about. So, yeah. What else?
I mean, we obviously have more than just Houston and Austin coming up.
Yeah. Wait, let me get this off real quick too. Okay. Let me get this off real quick. Also, the busy thing. When people say they're busy, this shit just like, this shit just juices me up too, because I'm like, a lot of people like to say that they're busy, and that's the reason that they can't do things, or they make excuses, and everyone's number one excuse is always busy for anything in life, right? If you tell somebody that you're busy, now that we live in the age of social media, and you can't do something because shit popped up or whatever, you better fucking believe that they're still watching your shit, you know, and you better not post shit that is irrelevant to like your excuse or whatever you said. So like, if you're going to say that you're busy and you're posting you going out to eat or going out to coffee and doing just monotonous random shit, like that's just ridiculous. You know, I don't get that either.
It's a slap in the face, kind of.
It's a total slap. Like if you're gonna use that as your excuse and it's not true, just don't post or anything. You know, we live in the age where people can see if you're bullshitting or not.
Yeah.
You know, so. And I also don't think we went off on this last night, but I don't think telling people you're busy is a flex either.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of people think that, like telling people that I'm so busy is a flex. And it's like, it's not. You're talking to Mr. and Mrs. Busy themselves. And we still make time for anything that we think needs our attention or that could benefit us in the future or could benefit the people around us because we know that type of stuff goes a long way. I run a 24-hour gym. I train clients. I have an online coaching business with training clients. I have a son and should I call her stepdaughter?
Sure.
Whatever, Heather's daughter too, right? Like we have so many things going on in our life. She runs a Medi Spa. She has a full-time job at a hospital. She trains, I train, you know, like we do so many things on a day-to-day basis. The busy excuse for us just doesn't work. Right?
Yeah. I mean, you could call us crazy for starting this podcast.
Yeah. Oh, on top of that.
Bite.
Yeah. So on top of all the things that I mentioned, I create content on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Not just for me, but for other people too.
Yeah. Yep.
So when people say that they're busy, it's wild to me, right?
Yeah. I mean, there's always time to do something that's important to you, or you can make time for something that's important to you, or you can reschedule time for something that is important to you. So if it's not important to you, don't agree or commit to do it.
Right. And dude, look, for me, I don't take that shit personal either. If somebody tells me straight up like they don't want to do something or whatever, it's not personal to me at all.
No.
I don't care. Cool. I appreciate that you were able to be honest with me and that you felt comfortable enough with me to be like, hey, I just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
You know, like that, I appreciate that so much more, and I respect people that do that rather than the person that like pretends that they're going to do it and then they cancel.
Yeah.
Not just the podcast, training, going and doing something, whatever it is. It's not just the podcast. I don't want people to think that this is just the podcast. This is just general advice now. So yeah, I mean, and the other way to take that too, like, is, you know, it's always these, like, I call them hobbyist entrepreneurs that like to say these things, that like to say, I'm so busy and I can't do this. And they're the people who like will post on Instagram that you're supposed to stay on the program. You're going to find results if you stay on the program, stay consistent, da, 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 da. The next day they're like, I'm tired. My body hurts. So I listened to my body. I felt like I needed a refeed. So I had more food or whatever. And it's like, you're confusing people, you know, and those are the people that are always the ones who are like, I'm busy or I'm killing it. I'm an entrepreneur. It's always the people that are back and forth with things that are the ones that post it like that. Like, if you're a busy entrepreneur and you're somebody who's like actually in the trenches doing business and stuff, you don't really have time to post about how busy you are. You want to know why? Because you're fucking busy, exactly. Right? So like the people who are really busy and entrepreneurs,
me.
Yeah, they don't. I don't even post that much. Since I took over my gym, I don't even post that much myself. Right? I'm too busy. But you see a common trend. Those entrepreneurs are hiring other people to do their content for them, and they schedule a day and they do like the what's it called? The talking head videos. Their editor puts it together, puts it out for them. If you're one of those entrepreneurs talking about how busy you are, blah, 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 and you have time to be on your phone all the time and you're like posting stories, you're posting your content, you're editing, you're not really that busy.
Yeah.
All right. You're just not that person. And it's okay. You're just not there yet. You know, and I'm not saying that I'm there yet either. Like, I'm not like a millionaire, like crushing things yet, but like, I'm definitely busy to the point where I don't have to talk about being busy, you know, like time tells all tales.
Yeah.
period. So,
and then I think one other final thought on all of that stuff, and this is not just for the podcast either, but just for, doing something for someone or something with someone, if they asked you and you commit, and, maybe not always doing something for yourself, but like actually truly paying it forward or helping somebody do something. Last night, I know we talked about this a little bit. Like, I hope one day, like when the podcast blows up, that somebody asks us to come on or asks Justin to come on their podcast that's just starting and can help pay it forward. Like other people have given us the opportunity for it. And this is just in general, like in my aesthetics business, I have a very successful nurse injector who's going to let me shadow her a couple times, and she doesn't have to do that. But she's paying it forward to me, and I think that is really cool. And I want to do that for someone in the future.
I mean, that's so important too, right? Like, you see all the top level people in every industry talking about what they can give, not what they can get.
Exactly.
The value that they can provide. And I have noticed that too with my businesses as well. I've been in the fitness business. I've been self-employed for the better part of 10 years, rather. And one of the things that I have done the past 5 years is I have taken on an athlete for free every single year. I've sponsored an athlete, one person. I don't tell anybody who it is. The only person that knows is the person that gets it, right? But that's one thing that I do to like pay it forward every single year, because I truly believe in that. What you put out in the universe is what you get back. And so, when we talked about this last night, but what is that noise? You hear that? Whatever.
Somebody might be here.
When this thing does get big and blow up, it's like, I can't wait to put people on.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that. I cannot wait to connect people with companies or businesses that I think will benefit them, just because the reach that we have.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that that's going to happen. And, it's too bad that there's people out there, who are a lot more focused on themselves, and
it's the scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
Talked about that last night too. A lot of business owners, influencers, people like that, they see that markets are saturated and stuff, and they think that there's not enough for everybody to eat. That's just their attitude, their mentality, when really, the markets are saturated, but there's billions of people on Earth.
Yeah.
So it's never going to be too little people ordering food, So like, there's always going to be enough for everybody to eat. And if you operate in a scarcity mindset, you will live in a scarce world.
Yeah.
Just is what it is. So anyway, anything else? We go to Miami in January.
Miami in January. We're going to, outside of Phoenix in December for that trip that we won, but and I don't know if we know anybody in that area.
No.
So if anybody listening knows anybody who would want to be on the podcast or think they would be a really good guest, some of the places that we're going are Houston, Austin, Texas, and then
Phoenix,
I guess, Phoenix
and Miami,
area, Phoenix, Scottsdale area or something. And then Miami.
Yeah, and that's it.
For now.
Sweet stuff. So anyways, thanks so much for watching.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Just a little update pod.
And we'll post when the shirts go live.
Yeah. And thank you guys for rocking with us.
Yeah.
We're over 100 subscribers.
To come on.
Yeah. Over 100 subs, over 100 followers on Instagram, and we appreciate every single one of you, all the support that we've seen, and
we'll travel to you too.
We will travel to you, yeah. And we're looking forward to this journey and continuing to grow.
Yeah.
Sweet. Thanks so much for watching. Like the video, subscribe if you're new. Talk to you in the next one.